Hi, Nancy here. Today I want to show you how to do Judy's magic cast on double pointed needles. This is great, of course, popular with the toe-up socks, but it's also useful anytime you need a provisional cast on. It's a very good technique to learn. This is a sample of a large toe for a class I'm doing, and it just gives a really good example of how nice of a toe this creates. It's just, there's nothing better, period. I don't think anyone has found one. So when done correctly, it's an absolute great toe. And I'm going to show you how it's done. Okay. First of all, you need to estimate a small amount of tail yarn, just like you would with long tail cast on. And because it's for a sock, you're really not going to need that much yarn. Because normally a toe of a sock starts out with maybe 10, 12 stitches and you increase from there. The working yarn is away from you, so we're just going to push that out of camera range. So in that respect, it's just like long tail. So what I'm going to do is take my 2 double pointed needles and hold them in my right hand and hold them parallel. I'm going to take the yarn, the working yarn is going to be over my index finger, and the tail yarn is going to be over my thumb. Now I'm going to take the yarn and I'm just going to put it onto the top needle, okay? Now you can call it a top needle, or you can call it needle 1, you can call it needle A, whatever. I always say whatever you call things, it's fine, just be consistent so you don't confuse yourself. Now, what you want to remember is that the index finger yarn always goes around the bottom needle, and the thumb yarn always goes around the top needle. So just keep that in mind, and once you get it in your head, it's very easy to do. So here we have 1 stitch. That's right, that's 1 stitch. And let me get this tail out of the way here. We have to put a stitch now on the bottom needle. So remember what I said, the yarn on your index finger goes on the bottom needle. So we're going to bring from the bottom up and into the middle. So now we have a stitch on each needle. Now we're going to take the thumb yarn in the middle, over the top, 2 stitches on that needle. This one around the bottom, okay? Do not get this too tight. If you do, you will regret it, because it will make it extremely difficult to knit. So your end should be flowing freely through your hands. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now we're doing bottom needle, top needle, bottom needle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think what I'm going to do is a total of 5 on each needle. Now, obviously, this cast on has to match, so there is not going to be 3 on one needle and 2 on the other. So if you have 5 on one, you're going to have 5 on the other. All right, now that I've cast on the 5 stitches, if you flip it up on its side and look at this, there is absolutely nothing anchoring that stitch. So what I'm going to do is just take the tail and bring it around so it crosses over the top of the working yarn. By doing that, it gives this some kind of stability to help you hold on to it so you don't lose your stitch. The other point I want to make is often your patterns will tell you to begin the very first round and increase your stitches. And I don't do that. to me, it's just too difficult. So I always knit one round first before I tackle increases, and you'd be amazed how much difference one round will make. I don't want to say it's hard, but it's putsy. And the first round, yeah, you can struggle with just a little bit. So hopefully this goes smoothly. All right, so now we're going to begin, and we're going to start working this round. I'm going into the top where it all starts on the top, and I'm going to wrap it. Okay. Now I'm going to bring it through. Well, I'm going to try to bring it through. The yarn wants to split on me. Okay. There we go. And now we've got one stitch knit. Okay. It doesn't look like much, but trust me, it will. Now we're going to knit another stitch. And it is a little dicey here. Okay, now we have two, and I'm going to introduce another double pointed needle. Okay, now I'm going to knit these last three. It's a little more awkward the way you're seeing me do this because I'm trying to keep everything in the camera range, so it's not as bad as I'm making it look, hopefully. Okay, now we're going to do one more onto that needle. Now, if this would have been really tight, as you can imagine, it would have been extremely difficult to get these to knit onto the needle. All right, so now we have, okay, got to make sure everybody's in place here. We have one side knit, okay? So now I'm going to turn it. And make sure, always make sure you have enough slack in your yarn. That alone, letting this get too tight, can really tighten up your stitches. So now we're going to do our other needle. Okay, and here we go. Okay, one. And for all you throwers out there, we're going to try this. If I can find the end. Okay, bring it around. And then we'll get that stitch up and off. We'll do one more. And then bring that through. Okay, we just got a couple more to go. I'm actually going to finish this up as a thrower. And one more to go. Okay. Okay. This, in my opinion, the absolute worst is over. Now, let's turn this and see what we have. Hopefully we have all the stitches we started out with. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of tighten everything up here. And already you can see there is your toe of your sock. And I mean, it's just amazing how well this turns out. It's a really cool cast on. So anyways, this is how you do Judy's Magic Cast On double pointed needles. Thank you.